Good afternoon, YouTube. It's a wonderful thing today. Today we start to do a segment on my channel that I like to call ShadowWings Rants. This is a open-based forum for all thoughts, be them constructive, be them rants of your own, be them non-constructive, hate mail. All things are permissible in this particular forum. Because it doesn't matter to me. If you're going to persecute me for my own opinion on things, then, that's fine. It just actually makes me kind of laugh simply because, well, if you're persecuting me on my opinion, then what right do you have to, you know, claim anything? And today's topic is going to be racism. It's a fun topic. Racism in the United States of America is still very much alive and well. Racism in many parts of the world is still very much alive and still very much well. Now, racism is a bias or hatred towards a person based on the color of their skin or ethnicity. Simple, right? Yet, racism, with such a simple definition, has gotten people killed. Why? Well, because people are fanatical about various things. And once you get a fanatic doing something, they take it to the next level and become racist. AKA the Ku Klux Klan. Ku Klux Klan is a well known racist organization. I don't have any affiliation with them. I just can comment on what they have done. And personally, I don't know. I mean, racism in and of itself to me sounds stupid. I mean, I'm going to hate a person because they're black or they're brown or they're yellow or their eyes slightly are different from mine, or it's a white person and they're stronger than me, or if it's a black person, and excuse the way I'm going to put this, but they have a bigger dick than I do, or I'm going to be racist because a guy has a woman with bigger titties than my girlfriend has. There are innumerable amount of racist people for the stupidest fucking reason that racism has been diluted to encompass everything. I was called racist. I was called racist in an MMO action RPG, a massively multiplayer online role playing game, because I said I would vote for Donald Trump. That automatically branded me and labeled me as racist. I did not know that political views were tied anywhere in with ethnicity or color of your skin or anything of that nature. And this was from an adult who supposedly had a master's degree in psychology. Okay. On the internet, anyone can be anything. Or, on the internet, one can let their true persona shine through. Also on the internet, just from the few videos I have watched recently of Thunderfoot's, which I actually adore because most of his science exposés are incredibly illuminating. You have armchair warriors. You have people that try to hurt you because you don't agree with them. Well, this is going to be another channel that you don't agree with. And you know who I'm talking to. You know who I speak to. But understand this, what you say on a video or what you say in a comment doesn't affect me. If anything, it gives me a good chuckle. Racism is, in context, the art of using any means necessary to justify an unfounded and unwarranted hatred towards a person because in any way, shape, or form they are different from yourself. That is the definition I am going by because that is the definition I have experienced in my life. They will use any reason. Oh, that person makes $10,000 more a year than I do, so I hate him because of it. Is that true racism? No, but it has the exact same effect. I mean, for Christ's sake, racism has the meaning in its name race. Race. I'll say it again race. And yes, it is possible for somebody to be racist against someone of the same race. I watched a video of Thunderfoot's where a woman got up and said the definition of racism is based upon privilege and color of skin, being that white males with privilege cannot be racist. And then a kid next to her says, "Well, I'm black, I can't be racist." How's that work? Oh, you don't believe in gender equality, that women should make more money or the same amount of money as men, so you're a racist. How's that work? Or you believe that the fact that men are inherently stronger than women, you're racist. How's that work? The amount of sheer and utter bullshit I have heard on the account of racism is ridiculous just to think about, simply because they use racism now as a catch all for everything they dislike about everything, including politics, including science, including religion, including everything. There is no facet of life that is not influenced by this new age meaning of the word racism. I mean, honestly, I would like to go back 50 years to the South where racism was actually racism because then I can do something about it. I can confront it. I guess I'm kind of confronting racism here and now, but it's a lot harder because now instead of racism being a reliance on a person's race being different than your own, racism can be anything or everything. I have been called racist because I live in the United States of America. Because I am a resident of the US, I am intrinsically and automatically racist. How's that working for you? cannot be said that I do not dislike people. I do. I'm human. But I'm not going to take that dislike for one person and apply it to an entire race, or one thing and imply it to or apply it to an entire subset of things. I don't like Nokia phones. Does that mean I don't have a cell phone? No, I actually have an iPhone. I don't like Dell computers. Does that mean I don't have a computer? No, I have a custom built rig. I don't like cats, yet I have a cat. Why? Because my wife has a cat. I don't like birds, yet I have two of them. Why? Because my wife has birds. Yet I'm racist. I like to design and code video games as a hobby. Yet I'm racist. I was actually called racist because I design and code video games as a hobby as opposed to using it as a line of work. I was called racist because I go to school to actually learn. Oh my god. When a person comes to me and says, well, you're racist because you're smarter than me. No, I'm not racist because I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than you because I took the time to learn something that you did not. That does not make me racist, that just makes me know something you do not. This is the age of information. This is the age of it's there. If you want to learn it, go do so. It's not my fault that you want to sit there and do nothing. It's not my fault that you don't want to pick up a book and self teach yourself how to code or in Cobalt, C++, and things of that nature. It's not my fault that you don't know how to put together a computer that actually works, and I do. And they'll say, what Shadowwing? What if that person doesn't have the money to go to school? Well, there's, books, the internet. The internet can literally give you a blueprint that you can follow that would build you the most powerful computer on the internet. The internet will give you a method of learning that you don't have to pay a lot for. I've been called racist because I have a better job than someone. I got called racist because I worked at a hotel as a manager and a black person worked as a bellman. Well, that was the job he got hired for, and I got hired for the job I was qualified for. I got called racist because he got the job he actually wanted. I got called racist. I got called racist. Now, here's the funniest one. I got called racist because I didn't hire a woman for a job she was not qualified for. I got called racist. I think the word you were looking for, sunshine, is sexist. We'll be getting to that in a momentarily. Not probably in this episode, but sometime soon. I got called racist because I did not give a job to a white male that was ill qualified for it. Like, I don't want to have something who has a degree in engineering, and I don't want to have him or hire him as my director of marketing. He don't know shit about marketing. Why would I do that? It's stupid. Understand, people, the object of racism is by definition a hatred or dislike of a person based on ethnicity, or genetics, and in that they are some way different from you, fulfilling those two criteria. The most prevalent case of racism is white on black racism. And I hate to say this, but it's true. And it still happens today. But the second most numerous instance of racism is white on white, black on black, woman on woman, male on male, child on child. Will racism ever be abolished? No, in my opinion, it never will because somebody always wants something more. And since you have the very easy byword as racist, and everybody jumps a million feet in the air when that byword comes up, as long as there's a reaction to that word, racism will never die. Do I think racism is psychological? No. Racism is taught. How many times have you been walking down a supermarket aisle and see a white woman, and I will pinpoint white women for this, grab their kid because they're playing with a little black kid and say, oh, you don't play with them because they're black? And the reason why I'll pinpoint white women for this is because I have never in my life seen a black woman shun their child away from a white woman's child. I have friends of every color. I have friends of every sexual orientation. I have friends of every belief. And they are still friends for one reason. It's because I like them. I don't care if a person is Christian, Muslim, or whatever. If I like them and I trust them, well then they're my friend. I'd rather count people amongst my friends than my enemies. Racism is a habitual conqueror of truth. If you turn on the news at any given day, you'll see racial profiling. It still happens. You'll hear supposition about how a man went into a company and wasn't hired because he was black or because he was white or because, he was Asian or because whatever. Okay? But think back. Let's go back in time for a second into the very early 1900s. Women. Yeah, that's all I needed to say. Women got the right to vote. Great, wonderful, wonderful thing. Women are very important in society. Blacks got the right to vote. Great, wonderful. I believe everybody should have civil liberties and rights. Yet there was a time in history where white people of a specific descent were considered less than pond scum. And that was Irish. There were signs in windows of business that Irish need not apply. Most businesses during this time would rather have a black person or a woman working for them than an Irishman. Same could be said for Chinese back in the day, Japanese. Yet Japan is now on the forefront and leading most areas of technology. They're very hard workers. Whereas the white American male complains about going to a job and getting paid $17 an hour, and how his government is shafting him, and then takes his anger out on the first person who is supposedly different than he is. Or that cop that pulls you over at 3 o'clock in the morning because you're a different color and driving an expensive car simply because he didn't get laid last night. So, yeah, racism is still alive and well. The way to combat racism is through knowledge, through learning why racism is, well, plain and simple, stupid as hell. Yes, Joe Blow might make more than you, but you know have no idea as to why they make more than you. If you're working as a ditch digger and you see a lawyer who happens to be black rolling down the street in a Mercedes, don't be racist because he has a law degree and is rolling down the street in a Mercedes and because he's black. No, he spent time doing something that you did not. If you're on welfare and you see a rich person or a nice off person or a person with a good job rolling down the street in your car and you get on the SEPTA bus and now you hate that person, get off your ass and do something. Racism is the quintessential justification for not doing anything, and everybody can use it. Racism for the last 20 years has been a keyword and a hot topic debate item everywhere. It shouldn't be. If somebody brings a racial charge against you, you should be able to defend yourself in a court of law and say to them, how am I being racist to you? How have I offended you? And let the truth come out. And the truth might be as simple as you have a diamond ring and they don't. But now they hate you for it. You see, this society right now that we live in, hate is so easy. But we've been going on about racism for 23 and a half minutes. Am I going to give you a cure all for racism? No, I can't. I don't know one. It's up to the individual to unlearn racism if they were taught. If you can do that, you'll be fine. If you can't, you'll be a racist. Racism, again, is a learned apparatus. It is not hereditary. It is not genetic. It is not something you will learn in school. You'll learn about it, but you won't learn how to do it. It is learned. Unlearn it and live your life trying to better yourself. Not be jealous of what everybody else has. If you can do that, racism will die. But that is all. This has been ShadowWings Rant. And as always, is if you want to put a rebuttal comment in the comment section below, by all means do so. Have a great day.